With the Academy Awards being 10 days away, I figured now was as good of time as ever to talk about the Best Actor and the Best Actress race. My name is Ben Friedman, film critic, and today I am doing that. I am talking about Best Actor and Best Actress, and it's going to be interesting because we actually have the results of BAFTA and SAG in front of us. So we kind of have all the big precursors out there. And if you kind of believe the analysis going on right now, you would believe that this race is kind of over. We know who's going to win Best Actor, Cillian, and we know who's going to win Best Actress, Lily Gladstone. Is that going to align with SAG, or is there going to be any dissonance? Is there going to be something that changes? And that's what I'm going to be talking about today, because we know the 5 names in each category. I want to talk about the history of SAG and the Oscars today and how they relate and what trends we can maybe learn or at the very least see. And that's what I want to talk about today. So let's just start with let's start with Best Actor. I think the more boring of the two races, if we're being completely honest. We have 5 names: Cillian Murphy, Paul Giamatti, Jeffrey Wright, Coleman Domingo, Bradley Cooper. Those are our 5 names for Oppenheimer, Holdovers, American Fiction, Maestro, and Rustin. Good lineup. I really, like I said, I always wish Zac Efron was in here instead of Coleman Domingo, or that Leonardo DiCaprio got in here instead of Coleman Domingo. Nothing against Coleman. I don't think his film is particularly special. However, he is in here and he does give a good performance. So, a few days ago, during the SAG Awards, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer won Best Actor. A few weeks ago, he won the BAFTA for Best Actor. He won the Golden Globes for Best Actor in a Drama. And then, of course, Paul Giamatti won it for a comedy. So what does that mean? Well, that means Giamatti has missed out on all the big precursors. And I think everyone believes that if it wasn't going to be Cillian, it was going to be Giamatti. I heard someone talk about it today. Basically, a theory that the SAG actor branch, or the SAG branch, it's such a big pool of actors. Like, so many people are card-carrying members of SAG that once the Academy votes, which is a much smaller base of voters, that could go in the favor of Giamatti. And I wanted to kind of just explore that all and do it, because do I think Cillian Murphy is going away with the Oscar? I would personally believe that. However, I'm not positive. There does seem something like it is the case of just like, is there going to be any major upset? And maybe there's not. And I just wanted to talk about that. So let me first power rank the 5 actors. In my head, I have it as Cillian Murphy number 1, Paul Giamatti is number 2, Jeffrey Wright at number 3 for American Fiction, number 4, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, and number 5, Coleman Domingo. That's how I think it is going out right now. And really, that's kind of just my power rankings for Best Picture. Oppenheimer being that high, Holdovers being kind of the second one, and then out of those, I don't think Maestro has any chance. Rustin obviously didn't get nominated, so American Fiction just kind of goes into that sweet spot of 3. So do the Academy Awards always line up with the SAG Awards? So the SAG Awards, their first ceremony was in 1994, so I guess it's been 30 years of SAG. And in those 30 years, we have a total of 6 actors who did not line up. Those years were 2020, 2016, 2003, 2002, 2001, 2000. Notice a big trend? Well, that big trend is that half of that happened in a 3-year span pretty early on in the inception of SAG Awards. I mean, literally within their first decade, since 1994. Those 6 names are: Chadwick Boseman won the SAG Award for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom in 2020. Or at least the film came out in 2020. The ceremonies that year were in 2021. For 2016 films, you probably remember this, Denzel Washington won the SAG Award for Fences. Casey Affleck goes on to win the actual Oscar for Manchester by the Sea. I should just note real quick that for Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, of course, goes on to win for The Father. 2003, this one's one that I didn't actually know happened. In 2003, where Sean Penn ends up going on to win the Oscar for Mystic River, Johnny Depp wins SAG for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Crazy fact. I didn't know that. I knew he was nominated for the Academy Award. And I guess logically then I knew he would have been probably nominated for SAG. Didn't realize he won SAG that year. 2002, probably no surprise. This is, of course, the year 2002. Oh my gosh, what is this year for actors? Did I not write this down? This is really bad of me. I can't believe I was this lazy. So I'll start Googling that right now. But for the Academy Awards this year, in 2002, we have... Oh, is this the Denzel year? I don't think it's the Denzel year. So let me just say for SAG real quick, Daniel Day-Lewis wins for Gangs of New York. For SAG. Oh, duh, this is The Pianist here. This is the Adrian Brody wins for Roman Polanski's The Pianist. And there's some things that I want to talk about with here. I also did just want to note real quick that of this, Daniel Day-Lewis also won BAFTA. Of these other actors, I don't believe they ended up winning BAFTA. Daniel Day-Lewis did indeed win the BAFTA in 2002. 2001, this is the Russell Crowe year for SAG. He wins for A Beautiful Mind. Denzel Washington goes on to win for Training Day that year. Denzel's first lead actor Oscars. And then 2000, maybe the weirdest of all of them, Benicio del Toro wins Best Actor at SAG for Traffic. Benicio del Toro ends up winning the Oscar in 2000, but as a Best Supporting Actor. He's not nominated for Best Actor for Traffic. He's nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars, and he gets that win. Jamie Bell for Billy Elliot wins BAFTA, and then that year, of course, is Russell Crowe winning Best Actor for Gladiator. So those are the 6 years. Chadwick Boseman, Denzel Washington, Johnny Depp, Daniel Day-Lewis, Russell Crowe, Guillermo del Toro. What can we learn from that? Well, I just wanted to dive into a few of these. So let's just kind of start from oldest to newest. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. Let's just talk about this Del Toro one. This is the weirdest one, Benicio, because he's not nominated for the Best Actor, although he still wins the Academy Award, just in a different category for Supporting Actor. Crowe wins SAG and BAFTA. Sorry. Jamie Bell wins BAFTA. And then you had Del Toro win SAG, and then Crowe won the Academy Award. This is kind of a year you kind of have to write off, just because I couldn't find another scenario where someone wins Best Actor and then goes on to win Best Supporting Actor for that same role. Just the kind of this weird category thing right there. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but I kind of write that 2000 year off. 2001, Russell Crowe wins SAG for A Beautiful Mind, the Ron Howard movie. That year, he also wins BAFTA. I should just note that who ended up winning the BAFTA, Russell Crowe, who ended up winning the BAFTA. Denzel Washington is not nominated for the BAFTA. BAFTA is obviously a British Academy branch, so films that are so American-centric, like Training Day, don't always cross over, and you'll kind of see that as a trend. I should just also state real quick that, gosh, my notes are a little confusing. Crowe wins SAG and Denzel not nominated for BAFTA. Crowe wins the Golden Globe as well. So he kind of has all the precursors. The Denzel Washington thing happens. What are you going to do? There's just not much you can do for there. It should also just be noted for the Del Toro year, Del Toro wins Best Supporting Actor. BAFTA, Del Toro wins for supporting. Golden Globe, he wins. Crow won Oscar, loses BAFTA to Jamie Bell for Elliot. And then Crow loses Golden Globe to Tom Hanks for Castaway. So 2000 is just this completely weird year. Let's kind of ignore 2000, 2001. Just kind of these weird anomalies. 2002, Daniel Day-Lewis, who wins BAFTA. He won Critics' Choice. Jack Nicholson wins Golden Globe for the drama for About Schmidt. And obviously Daniel Day-Lewis wins SAG. One of the most respected actors. I think Adrian Brody kind of just was able to work his charm to the Oscar after a long campaign. I don't, again, it's also kind of the case that at this point, Daniel Day-Lewis already had one. Polanski obviously ends up going to win Best Director. Gangs of New York kind of falls off after a while. Like, this is kind of an infamous campaign where everyone was like, well, Gangs of New York's won, and then it just obviously doesn't go on to win. Little bit more recent, which also, I didn't actually note this. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. I said it was 3 years. It's actually 4 years that the SAG does not get it right. 4 out of 6 years out of a 30-year history. Johnny Depp wins SAG for Pirates of the Caribbean in 2003. Very weird year. Bill Murray wins the BAFTA for Lost in Translation. Murray won Best Actor for a Musical or Comedy in... Bill Murray won Best Actor for a Musical or Comedy. He won that Golden Globe, which was a category that he was competing with Johnny Depp. Again, Golden Globes don't mean anything, but it is just kind of the press and beginning your award season, if you will. Penn wins Golden Globe for... Penn wins Golden Globe for Mystic River, ends up going to win the Oscar. Those 4 years history done. Those are obviously the years I'm not really around for. 2016, 2020, I could speak a little bit more of because I am following the Oscars race at this time. 2016, Denzel Washington is not nominated for BAFTA. Again, American Story kind of makes sense. And he lost Golden Globe. So there was some precedent in Denzel not going on to win Best Actor at the Academy Awards. And then for 2020, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Chadwick Boseman. I mean, we all thought Boseman was going to win. We thought it was kind of going to be the award thing or the career thing. Obviously, his life gets cut tragically short at that time. The Academy clearly thought he was going to win because they set him up to be the last award. Only time in their history that I can think of them doing it. Doesn't go. The only thing that I could note for Boseman is Boseman lost Film Independent to Riz Ahmed, which Film Independent Spirit Awards don't mean really anything, but I did just note that. I'm trying to think for the BAFTAs. I don't remember if I looked up for the BAFTA what happened. So I'm just looking at it right now. I'm doing research live on the spot for Best Actor. Best Actor in a Leading Role. We're scrolling down. 2020. Anthony Hopkins wins for The Father, which is what I expected. Chadwick Boseman is nominated posthumous. Like I said, that all kind of makes sense. But what I'm trying to really relay here is that out of the 30 years, 6 times it didn't go. 4 times is kind of this weird anomaly. And then within the past 20 years, it's been wrong twice. And the 2 times it was lost, there were signs that it could have been lost. It wasn't like they had swept everything. Cillian's won the Golden Globe, which again, Golden Globe means nothing. But what it does mean is you get to be on the stage. You get to have your moment. People are like, oh yeah, Cillian. Like, how great is Cillian? He wins BAFTA. We all thought he was going to win BAFTA. I don't even know if Giamatti was nominated this year. I could look that up so I could be a good host, but I don't even know if he was nominated this year. Giamatti is nominated for the holdovers. And remember also the weird thing with the BAFTAs, they nominate 6. It's Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, who wins. Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Coleman Domingo for Rustin. Paul Giamatti for the holdovers. Barry Keoghan for Saltburn. and Yo for Past Lives. So Giamatti is nominated this year. But again, Cillian Murphy wins SAG. He wins BAFTA. He wins Golden Globe. And then he wins a bunch of the critics, which the critics means awards mean nothing. They actually mean nothing in the greater context of voting. I just don't see any real future in which Cillian Murphy loses this award. It would be pretty big shocker at this point, and something that doesn't really happen. Had he lost maybe BAFTA? Or I guess if he loses BAFTA, then it would really be in question because it's like, oh, the international branch doesn't support this international actor. If he had lost SAG, then I think the conversation could still be a little bit 50-50. It just feels like this case of it doesn't really feel like it, and I think Cillian's going to win it. So let's move on to actress, which is actually a race. We, of course, have the 5 names. I'll kind of say how I have them ranked at this moment. I think it's be stupid to not say Lily Gladstone is number 1 for Killers of the Flower Moon. Performance, I have been saying that I think is great, and I also think it's the best supporting actress, but apparently, what do I know? Emma Stone, I still have at number 2 for Poor Things. I've bumped Annette Bening up to number 3. I'll tell you, I almost had this SAG video where I was going to say I thought Emma Stone was number 1, and I thought Annette Bening was number 2, and Lily Gladstone was number 3. I would have been really wrong, but I still do think Annette Bening is in the top 3. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, number 4, and Carey Mulligan in last place for Maestro. Let's look at their history. Their histories for SAG is a lot more interesting, actually. Out of the 30-year history, they have predicted it all but 7 years. And those 7 years actually should be focused on a little bit here. Why should they be focused on? Well, I want to focus on them. That's all I want to say. So we're looking up SAG actress. Obviously, this year, Lily Gladstone wins it. There are 7 years. 2020, 2018, 2011, 2008, 2007, 1999, and 1994. Viola Davis wins SAG for Best Actress for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Frances McDormand goes on to win Best Actress at the Academy Awards. Glenn Close famously wins for The Wife and ends up losing to... oh my gosh, why am I blanking on her name right now? That's really embarrassing. She ends up losing to Olivia Colman for The Favorite. 2011, Viola Davis wins SAG for The Help. That year, the Academy Award goes to Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady, where she plays Margaret Thatcher. 2008, Meryl Streep wins SAG for the film Doubt. That year, Kate Winslet wins. I want to make sure I have this right. Yeah. She wins the Best Actress Award for The Reader. I had to just make sure that was correct because I almost wasn't truly believing that was what happened. Kate Winslet wins for The Reader. Yikes. 2007, Julie Christie wins for Away from Her. Marion Cotillard goes on to win for La Vie en Rose at the Academy Award. 1999, Annette Bening goes on to win SAG, and if I am correct, I want to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that year, Hilary Swank goes on to win for Boys Don't Cry. And then in 1994, Jodie Foster wins for Neil. And that year, gosh, who wins for that year? In 1994, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this? 1994, Jodie Foster is nominated. Am I really stupid? Am I just forgetting? Oh yeah, Jessica Lange wins for Blue Sky. So those are the 7. So let's kind of just dive into each of these real quick. So let's just start with the most recent or the furthest of these scenarios. I can't really talk about 1994 and 1999 with any real passion or explanation. Same kind of with 2007. I mean, I think the international vote definitely helped Cotillard. 2008, one thing I just really wanted to note is Kate Winslet is nominated for SAG this year. She's nominated for Revolutionary Road. She's not nominated for The Reader. She is nominated for the Academy Award for The Reader, and she wins for that. She's not nominated for Revolutionary Road, though, unless she's nominated as a Best Supporting Actress, which I'm not seeing that to be the case. I'm confirming that real quick. Yeah, no, she's not nominated for that at all. So that Sam Mendes film, she gets nominated for SAG, doesn't end up getting nominated for Academy Award, yet still wins the Academy Award for a different movie. 2011, The Help, Viola Davis ends up going to Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady. It was kind of just this scenario where everyone kind of just at some point was like, it became Streep. We have to give her an Oscar. 2018, Glenn Close. This one was always a weird one. I don't know if anyone remembers this year's race. You had Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born. You had Glenn Close, and you had Olivia Colman. And it just kind of felt like Glenn Close was going to win, and she had this legacy thing. She hadn't won one. And then when Olivia Colman won, it was like, oh, okay, maybe the international vote is a little bit more strong. So maybe a little bit similar to what we saw there with, you could argue Kate Winslet, but I would maybe make the argument more for Marion Cotillard for La Vie en Rose. And then 2020, Viola Davis wins for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, as did Chadwick Boseman. All kind of goes south for that film, and it ends up going to Frances McDormand for Nomadland, which ends up kind of just sweeping that year's Oscars. So does that really affect anything for SAG this year, with Lily Gladstone winning it, going on to win the Best Actress Award at the Academy Awards? History would kind of suggest that the actress one is a little bit harder to predict. Obviously, they get 2020 wrong, and they get 2018 wrong, and they get 2011 wrong, and they get 2008 wrong, and they get 2007 wrong. So that's 5 wrong in the past 20 years, essentially, where for the Best Actor, they have 2 wrong. So there is a higher percentage to say that. That's still not a particularly good bet. I do think Emma Stone is still in this race. This wouldn't be a done deal for me. I don't think it's any safe of a bet to be like, oh, Emma Stone's going to win this. Here's the thing. I think the respect people have for Martin Scorsese is high. And this might be the last time he can direct the actor to a win. And it's for a pretty important, pretty just heart-wrenching performance from Lily Gladstone, and one that obviously says a lot about an experience. And that's kind of why I kind of am leaning towards the belief that Lily Gladstone will win Best Actress. However, Emma Stone and Annette Bening should not be counted out. Am I wrong? Am I right? Well, you'll let me know for that. We'll be back next few days. Let me kind of just run through the schedule. Friday, I'll be having a Dune 2 review, so look out for that. Sunday, I'll be having a review of the Adam Sandler Netflix movie Spaceman, which I'm very excited for. Plus, I am doing an Adam Sandler All-NBA ballot. Adam Sandler All-NBA ballot Sunday or Tuesday. Sunday, I think. You'll see what that means. Tuesday, I'll be having a video kind of predicting what Dune 2 will go on, ending up being nominated for the 2025 Oscars. That means I have a video Thursday. I don't remember what I'm doing Thursday. I know Friday. I don't remember exactly what it is. I know I'm trying to keep it pretty Oscars themed. I know Sunday morning of I'm doing. Oh, here's what it is. I'm pretty sure Friday is what I would nominate if I had the chance to nominate this slate of films this year. And then I'm pretty sure Sunday is then me predicting what will end up going to win. And for all those curious, I will be going live that Sunday during the Academy Awards. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to check that out. Again, my name is Ben Friedman, film critic. That's kind of just my brief analysis. Sorry if I seem a little disorganized. It happens. But anyway, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you like this video for more. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care.